Welcome to the Squared Circle 101. I'm John.
Travis.
We've been away for another good hiatus, but we're back again.
And let's review.
Well, hard to review. I'm not even entirely sure where we left off.
I think after WrestleMania, pretty much.
Yeah, we covered Brock Lesnar coming back. Well, he lost to Cena. Now they're setting up for Lesnar versus Triple H at SummerSlam. And we've seen the return of Paul Heyman, which of course is great. He hasn't been there consistently if you haven't been following the show yourself, but he has been making his appearances and dropping pipe bombs every time.
We also have seen the suspension and injuries of many superstars.
Yeah, we've seen Jericho get suspended for doing something to the Brazilian flag in Brazil. I don't know exactly what's up with that.
Randy Orton got his second suspension of the wellness policy.
And Del Rio got a concussion, but came back within a week of it. So, nothing big there. We've seen Sin Cara return from injury. Oh well. And he's basically the same song and dance he was before. Goes out there, wins matches. All his matches really are is a showcase of his moves. Apparently John Laurinaitis is being taken off TV due to the real-life lawsuit TNA is filing with the WWE. Now, this is actually a real-life lawsuit. It's not like part of some big storyline in wrestling or anything. It's apparently someone from TNA's offices were leaking information about TNA's payroll to Johnny Ace. And the idea of this is that he was planning on reaching out to TNA stars and offering them more money than what TNA was in order to get them to sign with WWE. So that's kind of the big deal here.
Vince McMahon returned to TV.
Yeah.
Last week.
Ratings went up when Vince returned, so proves that Vince equals ratings.
Yeah. And
he was also at the pay-per-view to fire John Laurinaitis.
This week we had Laurinaitis on one more time, as he was in a 3-on-1 handicap match against John Cena. However,
which his partners walked out on him on. So
he then got 3 AAs and a STF.
And tapped out, of course.
Yes.
If you expect anything different, then I don't know what's wrong with you.
We've seen the primetime players face Epico and Primo.
Get counted out.
Yeah.
That's not too newsworthy. One thing that happened that is really newsworthy is Christian's appearance at TNA's Slammiversary pay-per-view.
Yes. To announce the #1 moment in TNA history.
Which is kind of newsworthy that a WWE superstar who is currently contracted by WWE would appear at a TNA pay-per-view, so...
I still, if I was TNA, would have jumped and taken and put in Christian as the first one in, just as a stab at WWE. Just me.
Yeah, but then people would think, oh, it's just because Christian's actually there. I still think it should have been Jeff Jarrett or AJ Styles, one of those I could have lived with. Sting's not a bad choice, he just wasn't the best choice.
Yeah. What else?
Let's see. I think we did one where we announced that Kevin Steen won the ROH title, didn't we?
Yes.
So, obviously he's still champion, as Ring of Honor hasn't really had a big event since then.
Bobby Roode is also still
TNA champion. CM Punk's still WWE champion. Sheamus is still the World Heavyweight champion, so in that regard, nothing's really changed. Big Show turned heel in a very predictable fashion. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Christian is the Intercontinental champion.
Del Rio won the U.S. title last night, or I think that match was for the U.S. title, I can't really remember.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
Nope. So Santino is still the U.S. champion.
Huh. It's weird. I remember it saying Santino versus Del Rio for the U.S. title, but
I will fact check. Go ahead.
But yeah, the mid-card titles have kind of been, how was I going to transition that? Well, nowadays the mid-card titles mean less than nothing. Now it's just all about who. Well, now it's getting to where like the WWE and World title is starting to mean less, mostly because they keep putting John Cena in the main event of pay-per-views.
SmackDown. What's happened right before the pay-per-view?
So Raw's rapidly approaching its 1,000th episode. A lot of legends from the past are coming back, like Piper, Foley,
Vader.
Vader was a good one. And apparently Heath Slater's the guy that the legends are kind of going after for some reason. Or he's the one that always finds himself with them.
It was a non-title match.
Non-title match, so Santino is still U.S. champion. Now with Foley being on, Foley was the interim general manager for Raw this week, and he'll be the general manager on SmackDown this Friday. Apparently what they're doing is they're having past people that have run the show come in and run it each week, and until they announce whoever their permanent man or woman's going to be running it. So
alright.
But don't get your hopes up for Eric Bischoff coming back, because that's kind of
off the table.
Yeah, that's kind of why TNA and WWE are having problems in the first place.
But I figure pretty much everything's holding chalk, as you mentioned. But as SummerSlam approaches, nothing really looks outstanding, you know.
I mean, Lesnar versus Triple H.
But other than that, I mean, we're going to have, you know, some of our stars, you know, just returning around that time. So the build up to it is going to be a little lackluster, I think. Pay-per-view itself might be better.
Just Orton, really. And I really don't even consider Miz a big star anymore. They let that guy fall way too far.
Yeah. But, thank you all for watching.
As always, I don't know, go ahead and stop it.